Hey folks, welcome to Affiliate Nerd Out. I am your nerderator, Dustin House, spreading that good word about affiliate marketing. Today we're having a SaaS platform review, and we've got awesome guests over from Everflow. Curt, SVP of Business Development. Welcome to the Nerdatorium, sir.
Thanks so much for having me, Dustin. Excited to be here.
Yes, awesome. And today we're talking about best affiliate marketing platform for businesses out there. And Everflow has always been my go-to pick when I'm sending people to the right place. I'm a big fan of
That's
what
what I
you
love
guys,
to hear, Dustin.
that's right. Big fan of what you guys are doing over there and the technology behind it. So let's get into telling us first who you are and who you're serving out there.
Sure. So I'm Curt Frieden. I'm the SVP of Business Development here at Everflow. I've been with Everflow pretty much since day one. I'm the first non-technical employee of the organization. I work with the co-founders of the previous company they were with as well. And what Everflow is, we are an affiliate tracking and attribution company. We have been around since 2017, taking on all sorts of clients, everybody from your mom and pop Shopify store to very large scale agencies and clients running multiple billions of clicks per month through the platform. That's billions with a B. So we are a platform that's built for scale.
Outstanding. And before we jump in to like Everflow and functionalities, we're going to do a quick demo a little bit later. But what are some of those main or common pitfalls, pain points that you see businesses face when they're managing affiliate programs?
Absolutely. So we see a lot of pain points and points that we can either help with or at least give guidance on. And what's fascinating to me, first and foremost, is time. A lot of people get into the affiliate marketing game not realizing how much they need to dedicate in order to having a good and strong affiliate program, right? There's a lot of people, I say that they have, I use a different word, but I say they have this great idea of an affiliate program and not realizing the amount of time and effort that goes into building it. But at the end of the day, the biggest hurdle, some of the biggest hurdles that I see is some of the basic stuff, just setting up tracking, which, for those that have been in the industry for a long time, we think it's really simple. Hey, let's just place my pixel, place my post back, it's done. Tracking and attribution is a massive thing. And that's, one of the big things that Everflow does solve for. Getting proper reporting, just getting that tracking in place is step one, right? Making sure that the output that you can analyze and manage the program is the correct data. That's another very important thing. And then the other component that I think a lot of us in this space have heard too much about is dealing with the potential fraud in the affiliate space. Those are some of the biggest challenges that we see on our side.
Great answer. Totally agree. And I think one of the biggest selling points of Everflow is the concept of getting the tracking done the way you want it as a company, the flexibility you guys have with brands. Not everybody wants last click attribution, or not everybody wants just one action. There might be a myriad of things that they need, and you guys are flexible with those clients and brands, and that's what makes you guys amazing.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate that.
And why do you think so many brands outgrow their affiliate software or switch platforms after a year or two?
Yeah, I think it really there's a couple of reasons. The first one is because they came into their affiliate program with a different set of needs than where their affiliate program has evolved to. What I mean by that is when you get into the affiliate marketing space, there are plenty of tracking platforms that can track, hey, affiliate A sent me a lead and a conversion. Great. There's plenty of tools out there to do that. As people get deeper into their program and find how to properly run and manage their affiliate program, they're going to find other needs that exist. And sometimes it's, they literally outgrow the technology that exists. We refer people to more simple affiliate tracking platforms all the time because not everybody is, we can't serve everybody. There are companies that serve, different segments of the market. And then the other component I think is just, is an older tech stack. We're in an industry where we're not new, but we're not too old, but we're old enough that some of the players that have been in the industry for a while have been in the industry for a while, right? And that tech stack is older. And as the affiliate program needs evolve, they need something to evolve with the tech stack that they have internally and the different initiatives that they have and that they want. So I think those two things, getting into affiliate marketing and outgrowing what the current tool is, either from a functionality standpoint or simply from a tech stack standpoint.
Yeah, and I've worked for networks out there that had old technology from 20 plus years ago, and it all seems to be, I don't know, getting fixed with duct tape, if you will, a lot of the time. And one of the great components of being a young, hungry company like Everflow is that you guys are established enough to have a really good track record, but also young enough to have that technology and that flexibility to make it better and listen to your customers and actually adapt to it. And love what you guys are doing in that capacity.
We appreciate that. That's what we're trying to do, at least.
Yeah, awesome. And in your view, what is separating like a good enough platform from a best in class platform like you guys are building here?
Sure. So a good enough platform is, I'm going to go back to the example that I had before. Let's say you're a Shopify store that's never thought about affiliate marketing, and you simply want a way for your customers to start referring you business. There's plenty of platforms that offer that simple ability of, hey, you are now an affiliate. Here is a link. Go ahead and promote it. We're going to track that a sale occurred. A best in class one is for programs that are more advanced, in my opinion, and that want to track more than just did Tom send a sale, right? It's did Tom send a sale? And then from that sale, did that customer ultimately go and buy other products? Did they engage with the brand in other ways and really understand the actual life cycle of that customer and being able to track that back to the original source? Because, I always say that all traffic is not created equal, right? When you're dealing with affiliates that are driving a large amount of volume, you need to be able to segment all of their different segments of traffic so that you can understand which segments are good, which ones are not so good, and how to optimize accordingly. So there's the ability to track and just see the conversion. And then there's the best in class, in our opinion, is to really be able to dive in deep and segment the traffic and understand the true value of all of your different partners.
Great points. And since we're talking about, best affiliate marketing platform that businesses are looking for out there, if someone is just hearing about Everflow for the first time, what's a core problem that your platform is actually built to solve?
Absolutely. At our core, we are a reporting and attribution company. We built Everflow for the large scales of, at the time, mobile marketing. Those were the clients that were driving, billions of clicks per month through the platform. And having proper attribution and reporting was a challenge. So that's what we are truly built on, is having proper attribution, proper reporting, and efficiency. We've built the tools so that, what I always like to say is, let technology do what technology is good at, and let people do what people are good at. So we have the technology to give affiliate managers and everybody in that program the efficiency that they need to manage the program most efficiently.
Got it. And what type of businesses or verticals out there that are typically on Everflow, or that you guys maybe even seek out?
Absolutely. So the best types of, I don't want to say the best types of clients that I get excited about when I see come through our funnel are lead gen businesses, financial services, anybody who's tracking multiple events and want to understand the actual funnel of their user. The more advanced marketers, the more interesting it is for us, because that's what we're built for. We're built for tracking multiple different events in the funnel and giving the proper attribution, not just to the brand, the client, but also being able to pass that back to their affiliates so they can see that data and optimize accordingly.
Gotcha. And how does Everflow scale with the brands? If they're like a startup running a small ambassador program, and all the way up to like enterprise level folks out there or brands, how are you guys scaling with them when they come on board?
Yeah, great question. So we're built, like I said, for the most simple of use cases. So you just need some links to send out to affiliates and have them track. No problem. We got that. But as people scale and they get more advanced, again, having more efficiency in their program, having the tool be able to auto optimize, for example, or be able to integrate with larger tech stacks. We're a full open API, so you can integrate with all of the different tech stack that you may be having internally. We feel at the end of the day, we are built for those enterprise grade solutions.
Perfect. And I think you grow into that as a company, right? You guys started off with startups and trying to get them in the door, and then eventually your product gets so good that enterprise level guys are hearing about it. So glad you guys are moving into that, but also good to hear that you're still servicing the smaller startup crew as well.
Absolutely. Well, we've had, as you said, there's plenty of instances that we've had where people have started on Everflow and have really grown into some pretty significant businesses. So absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that's One of the biggest mistakes companies can make is taking on a solution that isn't built to scale like you guys are. Maybe they just want to start an affiliate program and buy something cheap that's $100 a month or something, and you get what you pay for in that kind of scenario. And once you get to a certain point and you figure out, oh, this isn't the solution for us anymore, it is so much harder to make that transition into a different platform. Now you've got to tell all your affiliates, but that, hey, we're going to move over here. But I love how you guys make that as easy as possible on the clients that you're bringing over that have that transition needed.
Absolutely. That is one of the biggest fears that exist clients with existing programs have, right? We're in a very unique space where we're not just talking about switching a reporting tool. We're talking about switching literally the plumbing that is running real revenue through their businesses, right? So at the end of the day, we've created a very clean and predictable way to migrate people off of what we call them legacy platforms onto Everflow. They're able to be able to get the transactions and the conversions during that migration phase. So there's never any revenue or conversion loss there.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's a great peace of mind too for those that are, the executives trying to make those decisions. Those are hard and they don't recognize the kind of downtime that the affiliate program may have. But if you guys can make that transition smooth, it's great for everybody out there. I want to get into a little bit of the features here. And what do you, in your mind, like, what are some of those most underutilized features that Everflow has for businesses that they should be taking advantage of?
Absolutely. There's a handful of things. I get the luxury of being able to go and travel and see a bunch of clients and go to conferences and hear a bunch of different use cases that people have for Everflow and how they're utilizing Everflow. And for me as an employee and as somebody who's demoed Everflow 9 million times, it always blows my mind that there are some things that I think are such no-brainer tools to be using, but people aren't using them, right? Everflow has so many different types of reports and analytics reports in the platform. And obviously depends on whatever your use case is, but really diving into the reporting and analytics on the platform and finding which one works the best for you. There's a couple of reports that I call super basic reports. It's what I would use if I wanted to take data and export it into a CSV file and create a pivot table and do things. But Everflow is designed so that you could do all of this data analysis directly on the platform and in the cloud. A big pain point for us in our previous lives when we were at our former company was that we had to constantly download CSV files and create these pivot tables. And so you're constantly, making sure that you're having the right data and reporting off and making decisions off of what may be old data by the time that you're actually at the point of making that decision, right? Everflow is designed so that you can make all those decisions right on the cloud, and everything, by the way, that we have is real time. There's no delay in our reporting whatsoever there. So being able to truly be able to pivot on the cloud is a very great time efficiency tool. And so that's something that I think people underutilize. They find one report and they continue to stick with it. I treat Everflow like a pivot table on the cloud. And then there's two other features that I think people don't really know about that I think is super important. One is the alerts, and the other is something that we call Smart Switch. And this is depending on your level of scale. This is a way for you to be able to set rules in the system so that if you start to see traffic that isn't hitting the KPIs that you were looking for, or maybe is looking like it's potentially fraudulent, you're able to either get alerts so that you can action that accordingly, or through Smart Switch, you can tell the system to action whatever you want it to do. So if you want to pause a sub ID or a sub source because it's not hitting a certain KPI, the system, if you set up the Smart Switch, you can have the system literally tell your affiliate, hey, we're going to pause this source because it's not hitting the KPI. And then the system will go ahead and do that for you in the appropriate time frame. So you don't have to do anything. Like I said, let computers do what computers are good at. Let humans do what humans are good at.
Oh, that's great, man. I love the alert system as well, especially for those folks that are not necessarily savvy in affiliate marketing and can't eyeball it like people that are veterans. I know if a conversion rate is going too high with the program or a certain publisher, that's a red warning flag. And
Totally.
alerts like that having be in place are super clutch for companies that don't have that experience necessarily. So great feature. We're actually going to cut into a demo real quick, and then we'll come on back and ask a few more questions here.
Sounds good. Let's do it. Hey y'all, Curt Frieden here, SVP Business Development at Everflow, and I wanted to do a quick walkthrough of the Everflow platform. This is a super high-level overview of the platform. It can do a ton of things, but I wanted to give you the gist of what Everflow can do. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. When you get into your Everflow instance, the nice thing about Everflow is that everything is completely customizable, completely white labelable. Everything from the color scheme that you see here, you can definitely have your own logo, all that fun jazz. This is your affiliate program that you are managing. This isn't you sitting on another network and just being a card there. This is truly your own white labeled solution. And as you can see, this is the dashboard here. We're a very analytics driven company. So you're going to see tons and tons of numbers and be able to dive in to what is going on with your program at a super high level directly here on the dashboard. You can see all of these fun different metrics, revenue, payout, clicks, conversions, etc. And you'll be able to see very clearly how you're pacing comparatively to yesterday, the current month, the previous month, etc. And all of these cards can be changed and customized so that you can make sure that you're seeing exactly what you want to be seeing in your dashboard, not just what we think that you should be seeing. And then again, you can come and just see at a super high level, all the different offers that you're running. Doesn't matter. There we go. A bunch of clicks, a bunch of conversions, etc. All different partners that are running, same type of thing, and different brands if you have multiple brands that you are running there. And again, these columns can be completely customized. In this case, we don't have any impressions, so we could remove this if we really wanted. All of that fun jazz. Let's see. Let me move my face really quick. All right, cool. So that's the dashboard. I'm not going to get into all of the details of things that you can do. Again, this is going to be super high level. I just want to quickly show you what our offers look like. So I'm going to just manage an existing offer. Let's see, which one's fun here? Let's go with, we're going to 10 clicks on our generic e-commerce offer here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. You can see there's a ton of different settings that you can use within Everflow. So we have an initial base conversion that we're going to be tracking. And the nice thing is that you can have multiple different events that you're tracking as well. So if you have somebody that you want to track, a newsletter sign up for an initial event, then you want to track a purchase. Maybe there's an upsell during the purchase flow that you want to track. Maybe there is a membership subscription that can happen downstream, or you just want to track if they come back and make another purchase. These are all different events that you can set up within the offer section so that you can go ahead and report off of this. Like I said, there's a ton of different things in here. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds in the offer setup. But where we really thrive is in the reporting and analytics section. So in my past life, I was actually a media buyer and I was living in a system similar to Everflow. Some of these things I wish I had while I was a media buyer, but I'll just go ahead and dive on in. So really quickly, our reporting section is kind of like where you're going to look at things from a decent high level. Here, I'm going to go in, I'm going to go and look at the last 7 days. And you're going to see what's nice about the way that we do our reporting is that we have a parent and child type experience with just about every single report. So it's going to function very similar to a pivot table. You can very clearly see these are the different partners that are running the offer, the amount of clicks, conversions, etc. And then you can go ahead and click on the arrow and you're going to see all of the different offers that they happen to be running as well. It's just a nice clean way of seeing this as opposed to having a bunch of raw data that you're going to have to export and put together in another place. So this is really nice. Everything that's blue is clickable here. So if you ever want to dive into anything, you're more than welcome to. Like in this case, we can see that there were 695 invalid clicks for this men's lumberjack shirt. You can just go ahead and click on that. And it's going to tell you exactly why. So in this case, we had blocked the proxy traffic, but any traffic that was supposed to be blocked here. So maybe you were only tracking California and you were getting traffic from New York, or you only wanted desktop traffic and you were getting mobile traffic. Or if you had some sort of an optimization setup, let's say you're blocking a specific sub ID and you were seeing traffic come from that sub ID, that would all be an invalid click and we would just filter that out for you.
So that is the high level offer report. We have the partner report, which is the reverse of that. We also have an event report that is pretty nice. This is to show you, again, let's run a report at a pretty high level here. You can the this is a report that's going to show you all those separate events that we were talking about if you want to track things post initial conversions. And it's going to show you the number of clicks, what the conversion rate was for each one of those, any revenue and profit that's associated with that. And you can also break this down by individual partner for individual offer. You can get pretty deep into this, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to get into all the nitty gritty there. With that, I want to get into the analytics section. This is like some of my favorite parts of the platform here. The first report that I want to show is the dimensional report. This is just going to show you, let's go ahead and pull last month. In this case, we've added different dimensions. We are tracking we're looking at two different metrics here, the event conversion rate and the gross clicks. You can change this to whatever you want. Let's do clicks and conversions. And this is going to show you every click, every conversion across all of your different offers, partners, basically all these different dimensions that you have here. But let's say, that's a lot of data and it's not overly meaningful until you start to pinpoint certain areas. So let's say you're only interested in this particular offer. You can see all these dimensions are going to pivot and update based off of that selection. And you can go as deep as you want here. So this is just a really nice way to be able to dive deep into the platform quickly and efficiently without exporting data and having to deal with CSV files, etc. There's a couple other things that I like to show. I always like to show the variance report. This is really nice just so you can see how you're pacing compared to whatever your previous period was. And this is all in a color-coded manner. That way you can really pinpoint what's working, what isn't, and you can break this down by partner, etc. So it tells you where to focus your attention, if things are good, if things are bad, etc. So I really like this report. Let's see if there's anything else. I'm going through this pretty quickly, but there is a marketplace where you can go ahead and discover different partners to work with. We've got a bunch of different partners that you can simply invite or reach out to. And I think that's all I'm going to go with for now. There's a ton that you can do with Everflow. As I mentioned earlier, being able to create automations, create alerts, auto-optimize your campaigns. These are all things that are very unique and fantastic with Everflow. And if you're interested in finding out more, feel free to reach out. Thanks a lot. Bye.
All right, we're back from that demo. We're talking about reporting analytics. Can you explain how Everflow's reporting capabilities differ from other affiliate platforms out there?
Absolutely. So a lot of the legacy platforms that are out there, you can simply get the data. I made reference earlier to one of our reports that a lot of our clients use. I look at as one of our most basic reports, and that is what I think most affiliate tracking platforms have is, hey, I just need to pull a report on this offer. Let me see which affiliates are in based on sub ID, the end. Where Everflow truly shines is giving you the ability to slice this data in so many different ways and very large sets of data very quickly. So you can pivot off of not just those sub IDs, but you can look to see, if you're doing an e-commerce offer, for example, and you want to look at a cohort report, we have the ability to show you, okay, based off of this cohort, the conversions and the revenue we're actually having on day 3, day 5. And let's say that customer came back again and bought some more things. You can see things, 7, 10, 30 days later. That's a nice, unique report. We also have this variance report that is a tool that I wish that I had when I used to be managing affiliates and managing budgets on my side. But it makes it really easy and very clear with color coding as to which partners are trending upwards, which are downwards. And you can break that down even, again, by sub ID. And you can see what are the different sub sources as well. So what I think at the end of the day is the legacy tools have great simple reporting. I like to call it more advanced reporting. Again, thinking about having a pivot table on the cloud so that you're not constantly taking those CSV files and creating pivot tables on your own. Or, some of our clients do like to pipe the data into like a Tableau or something like that, which is totally fine for those types of brands. That's great. But we give a lot of the same type of reporting that you're going to get with some of those enterprise tools directly in the platform.
And that is super helpful to affiliate managers out there as well. Sharing those statistics and pivot tables that you're talking about with executives, it can be a time-consuming thing if you don't have the right reports in place. But Love how Everflow has some automation behind it, like sending those reports directly into emails and getting those set up. It's a great time saver for all those affiliate managers out there. I want to flip into a little bit on the fraud's a concern with a lot of companies out there. And how do you think Everflow handles fraud prevention and compliance, especially compared to some of those legacy networks out there or newer SaaS tools that are coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. So we take an approach of really analyzing your data and giving you the ability to make decisions based off of your data. What I mean by that, we talked about those alerts in the smart switch that exists in the platform. There's a handful of indicators that we know are likely fraudulent type activity, to the point that you mentioned before, an extremely high conversion rate, right? Or in some cases, a really low conversion rate, because that could be an indication of bots that are coming in.
Yes.
Right? We give you the ability to set all of these different tracking controls. So if you want to block proxy traffic entirely, you can do that directly on the platform.
Great.
If you want to be notified or again shut off traffic based on that conversion rate being too high, you're able to set that up in those alerts as well as the smart switch. And then for those brands that are tracking those events that are happening downstream, that's where things become really interesting with us in Everflow, because you can set, again, alerts and auto optimization rules based on what's happening, not just when a lead occurs, but did that lead actually make the call that they were supposed to do? Or did they go and fill out the next form that they were supposed to do? If not, and at whatever rate you are comfortable with, you can just start to automatically shut off those sources. Another indicator that we found when we were running a bunch of mobile traffic is how long it takes from the time of the click to the conversion. Generally, we have this great report within Everflow that's the click to conversion time, and it's literally a bell curve. After you run a decent amount of traffic, you'll be able to see what is a normal conversion time and what is abnormal. And where you can, again, create alerts and auto optimizations, just start shutting off traffic that doesn't fit that curve. So again, we like to look at the data and give you the ability to make those decisions. And then, of course, we're integrated with some of the other great anti-fraud tools that exist out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And customer support can help you in that essence too, if you're not familiar with these red flags that there might be. So kudos on that. Can you share any examples of brands that have switched over to Everflow that saw some measurable improvements in both performance and like cost control?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a handful of examples. So we have a brand that came over to us called Fan Fuel. They grew 130% in the first year alone. And one of the big reasons for that, you mentioned early in this conversation that not everybody wants last click attribution, right?
Yeah.
One of the great things about Everflow is that you can do first touch attribution. So one of their big issues that they were trying to resolve was coupon poaching. There's plenty of coupon tools that exist that are taking that last click attribution just because they happen to be there, maybe because there's an extension on somebody's browser, when it was really the content partner that drove the real interest in that user ultimately going to convert. So because of that, they were able to reward those content partners that were truly driving the traffic and paid them more so that they wanted to engage more with the brand. So that's one example. We have another brand called Unlock that came to us from a legacy partner. They actually saw 740% growth within the year, and simply because they were able to track multiple steps in their funnel and be able to identify, hey, what is the good traffic versus the not so good traffic here, and have their partners focus on those good sources. They were actually able to grow 740% in that first year.
Wow. Okay.
And there's more, but I thought those are some fun examples.
Those are great. And I love the first click attribution model that is capable on your guys' platform. That is something that's underutilized in my mind in this industry. And last click has had its heyday. And I think it's time for an evolution in this industry. And I'm glad you guys are ahead of the curve on that. Now, when we're talking about new brands joining on Everflow, how long does it take to get fully functional and your program up?
Really good question. And it depends obviously on the brand and the type of client. We have clients that are up and running in less than 24 hours from getting their login credentials. Wow. There's some that take 30 days, if not longer. Again, it's a resource thing. It's understanding how much effort needs to be put in on the client's side to be there. But every client that comes to Everflow gets their own dedicated onboarding manager. We have a full onboarding plan that they go through, and we get them set up as quickly as they want.
Awesome. And for those companies that are getting started fast, like Everflow I have found has a lot of functionality. How do Everflow like help the teams reach their full potential with the platform by teaching them how to use the platform?
Yeah, really good question. So I don't think that everybody needs to know all of the platform, right? It's a
Okay.
pretty complex platform. It would be like saying, everybody who uses Salesforce needs to know everything that Salesforce does, right? So we take a very tailored approach in the sales cycle as well as in the onboarding and the support side to really understand what the specific client's needs are and be able to suggest based on what we've seen clients like them would get the most benefit out of and go ahead and create a playbook based off of that.
Smart. Every program is different. There are no two look-alike campaigns in the affiliate marketing. So
Very true.
that makes a lot of sense. What about Everflow's integration with other marketing tools like a CRM that businesses are already using? How does that work with you guys?
Good question. We have a ton of integrations that are out of the box already that are easily available. They're one-click integrations or in some cases a few clicks. And then for any tool that we don't have a direct integration with, as I mentioned, we do have a full open API. And what I mean by that is literally every button, field, switch, et cetera, that is accessible in the UI is accessible via the API. So if you are a big tech person and you want to geek out on this, you can do whatever you want.
Awesome. As I'm firing off these last few questions, wouldn't be an affiliate nerd out podcast without a talk about a partner recruitment. And that's a big part for growing programs out there. What is Everflow doing to help affiliate managers prospect and recruit partners?
Super good question. So we do have a marketplace on Everflow for both brands and publishers to discover different opportunities amongst themselves. We do take a very hands-on approach though with our clients as they get onboarded. When we get new opportunities that come to Everflow, we blast out those opportunities to our clients and to our newsletter. We also have, I believe it's 4 team members that are dedicated specifically to the marketplace who are having regular conversations with our top partners, bringing those new opportunities to them so that we can help assist in that recruitment process.
Fantastic. I will say, I think your marketplace is the best in the business. Like if I were to choose being an affiliate manager and trying to find affiliates within the platform, I think you guys are knocking it out of the park. You guys have done a really good job there in that aspect.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And last question here. If you could give one piece of advice to brands out there choosing their first affiliate platform, what would it be?
Really good question. And the first piece of advice is do some research and understand exactly what you want your affiliate program to look like. You mentioned that no two affiliate programs are the same. I think that's very true. I also would highly recommend leveraging experience from people that are in the affiliate space, whether that's through an agency, whether that's engaging with a different tool and talking to their salespeople. I can speak to us. We look at ourselves as consultants. If we don't feel like we're the best fit for you, we'll tell you that and we'll tell you where to go, right? But when you're looking for that first tool, really think about what is your current state of the affiliate program that you want, and what do you think is the potential future state? And make sure that you choose a tool that is aligned with that so that you don't get in the situation like we talked about before, where you just want a referral program and that referral program suddenly blows up, in a year or so into this massive program that you're trying to analyze all this data, make sure that the tracking and attribution is done correctly. And the tool simply isn't designed for that. Right? So really understanding what the current state is and what your desired state is of the affiliate program, and just talk to people that are from the space. We're a pretty friendly bunch, and even though there's competition, we're completely happy with giving competitors business if we feel like that's the best bet.
Awesome. Thanks, Curt. Appreciate that answer. And for those of you that are searching for the right solution, come talk to me. I'll take 15 minutes with just about anybody to help point them in the right direction. If Everflow's the right one, then I will make an intro. Or if you want to help support me, go ahead and click the link, dustinhouse.com/Everflow. Go grab yourself a demo. If you're launching or migrating an affiliate program, they are absolutely worth a look. Curt, appreciate your time today. Thanks for being with us, man.
Thanks so much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
All right, folks, keep on recruiting. We'll see you out there.
Take care, man.
Take care. Listening to Affiliate Nerd Out.